Well, good evening again, and good to be back with you on Geelong Newsbeat. You may have noticed last week that Bert Newton was declared Victorian of the Year. Now, I actually know Bert personally, not all that well, but we'd know each other if we saw each other in the street, and he's a wonderful man who's given great service on a lot of different levels to the community, but particularly, of course, as a very talented entertainer of all sorts of descriptions over probably, 4 or 5 decades or thereabouts. And I'm sure there are many people who would say, well, it's an honour well deserved, and then probably it is. And certainly I would hate anything that I'm about to say now to be taken as an indication that he's not a worthy winner. Having said that, I often think when these awards are given, such as Victorian of the Year or Australian of the Year, it's a fantastic opportunity to bring to either state attention or, even in the case of the Australian of the Year, national attention, the contribution of a lot of people who are otherwise unknown. There are so many people out there in the community, maybe you know of them, maybe you're one of them, who give of themselves often for many decades, often for a lifetime, in works of great community service, and are very rarely recognised in any shape or form. Now you might say, well, sure, we have the Australia Day Honours, and we have the Queen's Birthday Honours, and organisations like the Herald Sun have got the Spirit of Australia Award and so on, and there are opportunities for those, and that's certainly fair comment. But perhaps those awards like Australian of the Year and Victorian of the Year ought to go to people who certainly are not household names. And again, I'm certainly not saying that Bert Newton is not a worthy winner. But the opportunity is there to bring to the attention of the rest of us the work that these people do. Perhaps one of the things which was a very good award a few years ago was Dr. Fiona Wood, who was the burn specialist from Western Australia, and who came to prominence, I think, through her work with the victims of the Bali bombing. And I'm sure she wasn't a household name before, but she's become so since. But what has particularly accompanied that has been a respect for so many people in the medical area of both research and practice, who do so much wonderful good for all of us. And I was in a hospital last night and seeing a large intensive care unit. It was in Melbourne, actually, not in Geelong, but we've got a terrific intensive care and cardiac units here in Geelong, of which we should be very proud. The people who work in these places just do an absolutely fantastic job, often working far extended hours for which they're not paid and so on. There's people who go about looking after disadvantaged people, often for many decades in any number of different ways. These are the people that really make the world go round. They look for no reward, they don't get a monetary reward, and often enough they don't even get all that much recognition, maybe the odd community award here and there. But you looked at some of those, if you look down the list of some of the people who are recognised in just local community awards, and you see people who could well be Victorian of the Year or Australian of the Year. And maybe we'd do our whole community quite a service if we made sure that these very prestigious and once-in-a-year awards to single people in terms of our state and our nation are given to people not whose name rolls easily off the tongue and whom we all know about, deserving as though some of them might be, but maybe a great opportunity to bring to the surface the hidden surface of so many wonderful people who make our lives, our community and our country so much better. Good to be with you on Geelong Newsbeat.